Hey y'all, in this video I'm going to show you how to determine what budget to set for your Google ads. I know it gets really confusing with how much to pay for each click and if the clicks are qualified and just the whole process of doing that. And so in this video I'm just going to break that down. If you don't already have one, like have an account, go to ads.google.com. It'll take you here to this website. Scroll down. They're usually running some type of promo. So for right now, the time I'm making this video, if you spend $5,500 within the first 60 days, you get $2,500 in ads credit. That could be helpful if you don't have an account. So going here, I'm just in my tester account. You're going to be brought to a page that looks somewhat like this. It should be somewhat similar. If it's not exactly, that's fine. But you're going to want to go to tools, and then it should be like this. Under planning, go to keyword planner. So you're going to be brought to the screen. Just for simplicity purposes, I recommend people just go to discover new keywords. These can get a bit complex for newer users. So discover keywords. So in this box, it's really important you stay to one service specifically. You don't want to include multiple because then it gets kind of confusing both on your end to Google what you're really targeting. And so you're going to want to do like the specific service. So let's just say, I don't know, we're a medical weight loss clinic, right? So I'm just going to enter some service or like a product or service that just right here, enter products or services closely related to your business. So I'm just going to do that and type it in here. So let's just say medical weight loss. Let's do Semaglutide. And it's really important you press enter to lock it into place. Again, don't do multiple keywords because then that's just gonna confuse your own research. And just a quick background, the keyword planner is basically the tool we use to gauge how much we should spend per click. And what a keyword is essentially Google is a search engine, and it takes whatever the customer is searching and then that keyword and matches it together. So if a consumer is searching, I don't know, TRT clinic near me, and you're bidding on the keyword TRT clinic near me, in that case it would be an exact match. And then depending on like how much you bid for that specific keyword will determine whether or not you show up on the top of the page of Google. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, it should start to break down more in your mind as we go throughout the video. So I entered the product that you offer right here. Press enter to lock it into place. Don't enter multiple keywords because then that just confuses both Google and your research process. So you're just gonna click get results. You can additionally go here and put in your website here, and Google will crawl your website, basically go in the back end of the code, search through it, and recommend different items. But for this example, I'm just going to do keywords. So we have semaglutide, press enter to lock it into place, and then press get results. So it's going to load. So the first thing my eyes go to is the 446 keyword ideas right here. This is just a first sign of knowing the amount of opportunity you're able to capitalize on. If this number was low, and low is relative, but like a single, like a double digit number, like anything under 100 basically, that isn't bad. There's just less opportunity. And then you have to dig into the specific keywords. That's just the first, it's just a subtle sign that I look at. Then I scroll down. But actually, before scrolling down, see, I almost made the mistake myself. It's really important to change the location targeting to your area, because right now it's set to United States. That means you're doing research on the whole of the US. But if you have a local clinic, there's going to be a certain area where that clinic's located. So it's important to target that area that you're located in. So I'm just going to click here. You see this blue indicates that you're targeting the whole US right now. So we're just going to go here, click this X, bang. Let's pick a location. So I don't know, let's do I don't know. But before that, there's different ways you can pick locations. You can do it by state, so like Texas. You can do it by city, or you could do it by county. So like this is county. I'm just gonna do this is like a county. Let's do city. I typically do cities to start out with, and then add on different areas. So you can do a mix of like different counties, and then it really just depends how you want to research. But for this example, I'm gonna do city. So let's just do San Diego. San Diego, include, bang. So then it's gonna show you what areas on the map you're targeting, and you can target surrounding cities. So like, I'm just gonna include a couple. If you have a previous list of customers that you liked working with, you could enter those areas into this as well. So I'm just gonna add some surrounding cities real quick. That looks good. Do La Mesa, Lemon Grove, probably come up here. Okay, bang, that should be somewhat good. And when I say somewhat good, it's all subjective to your clinic, specifically what areas you want to target. So, bang, click save. So now I'm scrolling down. I like to scroll to top of page bid and low range just to get a gauge of where the market's currently at. Of course, it varies and fluctuates, but what this basically means is the range of what you have to bid to show up on the top page. So top of page bid, low range is the lower range of what you have to bid to get on the first page. So if you bid less than the numbers in top of page bid, low range, if you bid less than the amount in this column, you will not show up on the top page of Google. Like, you will not. So that's not what you want to do. You want to be higher than, you don't want to be lower than this. And then the closer you are to the top of page bid, high range, it almost guarantees you'll show up on the top of the page. And then from there, it's just a matter of metrics. So like, okay, what's your click-through rate? And then where you send them. First of all, you shouldn't be sending it to your regular website, but you send them to a landing page. And then on that landing page, how many people convert, which is basically either fill out a form or call. Let's say they call, what's your lead to consult rate? And it's basically a game of metrics. I'll probably make a video going over metrics because I think that would be pretty helpful, but just metrics from there. So right now I'm looking at the range, basically comparing the low range to the high range and seeing, okay, how much I should bid, given in this example where a medical weight loss clinic offering semaglutide in San Diego, California. So right now I'm seeing 8, high end 18, 8 to 13, 5, 15. That's basically 866. That's really expensive. And expensive is relative. It depends on what you're selling. If what you're selling is a higher tier package and pricing, then you're able to pay more for the click. So 488, 11, 3, 14, 8. So just to be safe, I would not bid anything under $9. And this is just like a general gauge for the market. Quick plug, if you need help with your Google ads, because it can get pretty confusing really quickly, there should be a link below to either speak with me or my team. Would be happy to help you with all this. And if we were working together, we would actually bid specific amounts for or certain amounts for specific keywords. But this is just to get a gauge. By the way, the call is just to make sure we're a good fit to work together. It's not like hard pitching or fast selling you. So anyways, Yeah, I wouldn't bid anything under $9. It would be more likely bidding anywhere between like 10 to 11, 10 to 12, somewhere between there, just to start out. And then with Google Ads, as you spend more, you're able to get data, and from that data, you're able to reflect, okay, through KPIs and metrics, what's working, what's not working. And the more data you have to work off of, the more confident you can be to make better decisions to be more profitable with this traffic source. So then let's say I'm bidding $10 to make math easy, $10. That's a matter of multiplying. So let's say $10, let's say you have like 5 keywords that you're going to be bidding on for this product, and then you really don't need that much, like that many leads coming through, depending on like what specific keywords you're bidding on, because there's different levels of intent, and this goes and relates to market awareness. But I'll touch on that just a sec, just to finish it up. Let's say I'm bidding $10 because that's like the general range of this market. And then let's say we're targeting 5 keywords and we want to have, I don't know, probably, you really don't need, these are really high intent just to start off. So let's say we're doing from that. So that's 10 times 5 times, let's say you have 4. That's $200 a day. $200 a day. Let's say you do weekdays, so that's 200 times 5. That's 1,000, and 1,000 times 4 weeks. So that would be 4,000. So that could be a budget, just $4,000 a month just to test things. Of course, it varies like what specific keywords you're bidding on, because like if you're bidding on like this keyword is going to be much less expensive than like this keyword. And just to quickly touch on the stages of awareness, this is what they are: unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware. With Google Ads, they're not here, they're not here, they're not here. You're meeting them basically right here. They know that they have a problem. They know that there's some solution. This is where you're hitting them. You're educating them and knowing, hey, I offer a service, or I offer the product that is a solution, or that solves the problem that you currently have. This is where you're meeting them. So it's like over 3/5 of the funnel, like 60%, 60 to 80% of the work is done. And then once they book a call and go to a consult, you move them further along in the marketing funnel. So that's just the marketing stages of awareness. Additionally, you can go here, justicemap.org, with the targeting, and then change this to income, and then target certain income areas. So if you type in San Diego, well, typically it would take you, but let's just scroll in. So on this map, you can see that San Diego's right here. The darker blue is the more affluent areas typically, and then the darker red is less affluent areas. So then you can target accordingly. So that's just a quick tip there. So yeah, it's really important to have this in mind, the 5 stages of awareness within your market, and compare it to like what the keyword is going to reflect. What I mean by that, if someone says, okay, TRT clinic near me, they're what we call in that buying pocket. Like they're going to buy soon. If they don't see your product, then that's a missed opportunity. Whereas someone that's like searching, I don't know, like symptoms of low testosterone. Yeah, sure, they may buy at some point, but they're not actively, most typically, they're not going to buy like right then and there or pretty close. They're just in like more of the, okay, I'm unaware. They're not unaware, but they're starting to become problem aware. So going back here, so yeah, we just got our budget. That's 4,000. So then I want to go here, and typically you could end there, but I wouldn't recommend that because there's so much more you could do. So I would first start out by basically filtering by average monthly searches, because I'm able to see within the keywords how much traffic we're able to capitalize on. And this is right here, bang, Ozempic, 14,800 monthly searches. That's why it's really important to know what is going on inside your market, or more specifically, what is happening inside your industry. If you were to give someone to run your Google ads and they don't know, okay, Ozempic, not everybody of that 14,800 is going to buy. There's probably a large majority of these people are probably just researching, okay, what is Ozempic? So it's really important to, if you're running them or you're delegating this for someone to run for you, it's important that they have that industry knowledge of, okay, probably not, we shouldn't spend all of our budget just on this keyword, because most of these people aren't really going to be further that 5 stages of awareness. So I'm just scrolling, and right now I'm going to look at the average monthly searches compared to the competition. This comparison right here is an opportunity where we're able to exploit some outliers. So right now I'm looking at the average monthly searches, and I'm scrolling down. I'm trying to see a pattern interrupt. Of course, the more searches there are, you would expect there to be higher competition. But if there's a pattern interrupt, that's where my eyes are gonna take a second to dive deeper on. So I'm looking here, 14,800 high, like here, bang. Actually, oh, this is a great example. That's another thing. It's really important to know or hand this off to somebody that knows what they're doing. Like within the healthcare field, they really care about their consumers. So it's important to hand off to someone who knows what they're doing. Like in the healthcare field, you're not allowed to do like before and after advertisements necessarily. So there's different esoteric knowledge and intricacies within the market of healthcare. So it's important to delegate this off to someone that knows what they're doing, because it can be quite tricky. And if they don't know what they're doing, you'll land into some really, really interesting trouble. Let's call it that. Scrolling down. Okay, bang. Like here, this is great. So this would definitely be a search term I would include. You see pattern interrupt, medium competition, still higher up, but semaglutide near me. They're definitely in that buying pocket of, okay, where is semaglutide near me? They're further along, indicating that this is basically a buying signal. Near me, it's like, okay, where do I find this? So this would definitely be a keyword I would include. High. And by the way, it's important to note, just because competition is high doesn't mean that it's bad. In this walkthrough, I'm just trying to show you guys how to find those outliers that can make those drastic positive changes to your campaign that many people aren't doing, quite frankly. So high. So, or like here, although it is lower searches, maybe this could be something we could test into the mix. Low competition, but there's still some searches. So you guys get the point. It's just a matter of making sure you're scrolling through and really just getting the gauge of the market, the price, the keywords, the relativity basically, how far along that 5 stages of market awareness the keywords are, or indicate at least. So Yeah. And then quickly, let's just do another example. You'll see I'll say broaden your search. So you could go here. You could click on this. Again, it's important. Try just only do one keyword because then it gets kind of confusing. So Semaglutide. So bang. Again, it would be the same process. Although this time I'm not really going to look at top of range, low range because we already did that with the first one. If you want to, you could, but I don't think it's necessary. But yeah, you just go here, down the list, pattern interrupt. As you see, this search term has generally lower search traffic. So you just go through, do the same thing. So yeah, that should help you guys. Real quick, if you enjoyed the tutorial, please leave a comment below to see if this, or for us to see if this helped you. And quickly, if you'd like my team to run your Google ads or any help with Google ads, there should be a link below to either speak with myself or my team. We'd be happy to help you and just to see if it would be a great fit to work together. So with that being said, take care and thanks. See you in the next one.